Sequels usually suck, but this one won't. Let's get to it. What's going on, Marines? Welcome back to the Downrange Club. I'm Staff Sergeant Germanelo with the Marine Corps shooting team, and I didn't get canceled after that first episode, so let's kick episode 2 of Weapon Wednesday, where every week we aim to bring you a weapon from our armory that we use to compete with in order to become better marksmanship instructors for Marines like you. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about this beautiful example of a .308 Palma Rifle. Let's talk a little bit about the history of Palma first before we jump into it. What is Palma? It's a match that was started in 1876. It is the second oldest international match fired in the world, and except for a little bit of a hiatus in the early 1900s, it's been fired ever since. Now, the match format for Palma consists of firing at the 800, 900, and 1,000 yard line. At each yard line, you get 2 sighting shots followed by 15 shots for record, for a grand total of 51 shots and 450 points. Now, for the sake of this video, we're going to stick to the US rules of Palma, which are this. Very simple. It's either a rifle or service rifle with metallic sights chambered in either .308 or .223 Remington. That's it. All right, so with that, let's jump straight into this gun. As you can see, I've had to put it at quite an extreme angle just to get it to fit in the shot. It is a single shot bolt action rifle. It's referred to as a tube gun because it essentially looks like a tube. The chassis, we'll start there. Gary Elizio Competition Machine Incorporated chassis, 100% configurable to the shooter. At the back here, the butt plate angle, the distance of the butt plate from center line, the overall length of pull, all adjustable to shooter preferences. When we get new shooters, we undo all of the screws back here, allow them to roll into their prone position, let them get comfortable, and then we'll tighten all the screws back up so it conforms to their body. Fully adjustable cheek riser here in the rear so that when a shooter is building their cheek weld, their eyes will fall right in line with their sights. Ergonomic pistol grip with a thumb shelf built into it, also a thumb shelf here on the chassis. Again, shooter preference. Fore end of the gun, free floated, fully adjustable to the roll of a shooter's forward grip. And we have a cylindrical knurled hand stop that will allow a shooter to index their hand in the same spot every single time. Underneath the hand stop, there is a QD mount which attaches to our slings that we use for support. Inside the chassis here, we have a Defiance Machine Mutant tube action. It's patterned after a Remington 700, and again, single shot. Trigger is a jewel trigger, very light, clean, single stage trigger. You breathe on it wrong, it's going off. Barrel length is 30 inches with a 1/13 twist. And to top things off, let's talk about the most peculiar piece of equipment on this rifle, which are the sights. I'm sure all the former Marines in the audience who qualled with iron sights back in their day are just smiling at the screen right now. But let's actually go over how these sights work. They're called iron sights or metallic sights or aperture sights. They essentially work by, and I'll put a graphic in here so you can see, by stacking circles. Your target is a circle, your front sight is a circle aperture, and your rear sight is a circle aperture, which you will all align in order to engage the X-ring. In the rear, we have a set of Warner Tool metallic sights. It has a 1/2 to 3 millimeter adjustable aperture, which is used to adjust the shooter's sight picture. If it's a bright day out, they may shrink it down. If it's a overcast day, they may open it up, but ultimately it's their preference on what they want to see. Elevation and windage is adjusted in quarter minutes, except here in the front, which is adjusted in minutes. The front sight actually comes off completely and is adjusted at the yard lines for gross elevation adjustments. In the front, we have a Stallings Machine right sight with integral bubble level, which allows you to make sure that your gun is completely level when you're firing. We have a Gemin 2.9 to 4.9 aperture with half power magnification. On either side, we have 2 sunshades, which limit the amount of stray light entering, which could interfere with the shooter's sight picture. That about wraps it up for the characteristics of the gun. And if I haven't injected any footage yet, let me get you over to the sweet B-roll I took of this thing. All right, Marines, that's going to do it for our second episode of Weapon Wednesday. I hope I was able to shed some light on this kind of obscure rifle that the Marine Corps has in its inventory and maybe spark some interest in competitive long-range shooting. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you haven't done so already, like this video and share it with your friends, because our Competition in Arms program's presence grows every day due to dedicated and motivated viewers like you. So get out there and train, get out there and compete, get out there and win. Until next time, see you out on the firing line.